Welcome back, everyone. The mini split fiasco is over. Woohoo! At this point, we are going back into episode 26. This is part 2. We're going to focus on the roof. I've got a long punch list. This video is going to encompass that punch list. And my goal is to make sure that I get everything done before sundown tomorrow. Today is Saturday, August the 9th, and I hope to have everything on my punch list done by tomorrow night. Will I make it happen? Let's go see. Welcome back, YouTube. As you can well see, assuming that you're paying attention, I am back on the roof. This is episode 26, part 2, finishing the roof. I've got a lot done. I took a break from the camera today because I wanted to try to get a whole bunch of stuff done. I did not take a break from the bus. I'm going to tell you that right now. So I got quite a bit done. I want to walk you through that, show you what I got done, try to explain how I did it. I wanted to try to video some of the stuff so you could see the mechanics of it, but it was way too hot today, guys. I was overheating, my tools were overheating, and there was no way I was going to be able to have my camera up here and be able to use it because it would have been overheating too. So this particular episode starts yesterday evening, and I'm going to walk you through all the stuff that I did yesterday and then carry you through what I did today. So that said, let's take a walk. So yesterday evening after work, I came out here thinking that I was going to try to figure out how to install this sheet metal, the aluminum angle on the outside of this. Well, I came up with an idea and I started working on it. And guess what, guys? Before you know it, I was done. I was happy about that. That made me really happy. So I got this done yesterday. Put it all in, got it all bolted down, explaining how I did it. So first thing I did, as I said before, I came in from underneath and drilled the holes up. Drilled pilot holes, making sure that I marked exactly where I needed to be. I did have some challenges. I had to readjust a few of the holes and stuff, but that's okay. Once I got all of the holes drilled from underneath, I came up here on top, used the drill bit, drilled down, made the holes big enough for the bolts to go through all the way across. Got those all in. Then what I did was, for those boards that I could just use my hand and pick up enough to get the strut nuts under, I used my hand. Yeah, lined them up with the holes. I put a bolt through and made sure that it threaded. For those that wouldn't work that way, I actually used my flat bar, pried them up, got them in, put a bolt in, made sure that everything lined up without the metal on. This is just the boards going through into the strut nuts into the channel. Once I got all of my bolts threaded into the strut nuts all the way across, then I came up here and pulled well, before I did that, I pulled the metal out of the way, and then I did the bolts through into the strut nuts. Then I came back up and I lined up my metal, clamped it all down. When I say I clamped it all down, the bolts are going to pull it this way. What I did was I clamped it so that it would clamp this way and be tight against the rail all the way across. And so I put clamps on to pull that down. I lined everything up. I was able to get all of the bolts into the strut nuts because as long as I didn't move a board, the strut nut didn't move. So everything lined back up. Once I got them all in place, came back through and tightened them all down. The other thing that I was able to do yesterday, remember I was telling you about the angle to deflect if I catch anything on the side of the bus. Well, there it is right there. What I've got is I've got a angle iron bracket. This thing is sturdy as hell. I am not gonna lie. I put some self-tapping sheet metal screws into this way and into this way. Got it all bolted down, and then I cut a piece of the aluminum, come over the top. Fortunately for me, it had 1/4 inch holes right up here, so all I did was drill out the aluminum, put 1/4 inch bolts through there with nylocks and lock washers and the whole 9 yards, and this is all tight, it's secure. So if I'm going down the road and I grab anything on the side, when it hits this, it's just going to deflect off. So that's one of the things that I got done yesterday. So now let's go take a look at what the other thing that I got done yesterday. Look at that, yo. All my boards bolted all the way to the end. They're all in place, they're all bolted down, they're all secured. Got her all done. Every single one of them, all the way back from max air fin right here, all the way up and up to the front. That space is going to stay open. I'm not going to do anything there. Got to leave room for my horns, which, by the way, I checked them yesterday. They don't work. I got to troubleshoot that. Pisses me off, but I'll figure it out. So at this point, yesterday I got that done, including that, and then I got all the boards up there. So now let's talk about what I did today. Today is Saturday, August 9th. First thing I did, and I spent most of the day on. Look at that, y'all. I got my trap door in. Hell yeah. It is in. It is ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to open this thing up so I can show you how I pulled that together and what we got going on here. That hinge that you see right there, that's just there to keep it out of the hole so I can open it, because right now it's hard to get in here and open it. That door is heavy. So let me go ahead and pull this open. And notice that it comes all the way back and lays all the way down. So what I did, you can see that I've got my unistrut rails on the side. Unistrut rails on the side there. What I did, I can't bolt these boards to that unistrut because then it wouldn't open. So what I did to basically tie all of these boards that are part of the trap door together is I used aluminum, drill holes in the center of every board or thereabouts, and then anchored the aluminum to the boards, and that tied them all together, and I kept them all tight while I was doing that. All of that stuff that you see right there, that is the hinges. So the hinges are across there. What this does for me is, as I open and close this, as you can see down there, the aluminum goes in between the solar panel and the unistrut. If for whatever reason this thing gets out of alignment, other than holding it all together, it also makes sure that it goes back into the same place. So there is my trap door. So let's talk about a few things that I need to fix. First of all, I use these countersunk washers here. I like the way that looks. I didn't have enough. I need to go to the lumberyard tomorrow. I'm going to get some more, and I'm going to put those on this as well, and that'll take care of that. The other thing that I need to do is I need to get a handle that I can put right here so that I can actually lift it up, close it down, all of that kind of stuff. The other thing that I need to do is figure out a way to positively latch this down so that when I'm going down the road, if wind gets underneath here, it doesn't pick this thing up. As heavy as it is, I don't think that's going to be a problem, but I do want to positively latch it down. One of the other things, go ahead. Oh, open this up. One of the other challenges that I have, there is my emergency hatch. I have not tested to see if the emergency hatch will open and open the door. I'll do that tomorrow. But I wanted to try to figure out a way to use the emergency hatch to actually push this thing up and stuff like that, and create a mechanism so that it didn't like wear the emergency hatch. Problem is that I cannot put any holes or anything through that hatch because, as you can see, it holds water. It's lost the original convex shape that it had to it, and so now it's holding water. So I have to be careful what I do with this thing. I would love to be able to figure out a way to seal the bottom of the door here completely so that no water got on top of that, so that it didn't hold water. But for right now, that's what I'm up against. Fortunately for me, it don't leak, so I'm happy with that. So there is my trap door. That is the other thing that I did today. This took most of the day, I'm not gonna lie. It was a pain in the butt trying to do this and make sure that everything stayed in alignment in between the solar panels and all of that stuff. One update that I do want to provide with regard to the solar panels, I was talking about the fact that once I got the boards all the way across, if I needed to adjust my solar panels, I would be able to adjust them and square them up because I thought they might be out of square. Guys, those panels are not out of square. You're gonna look down that line, they're dead on. I'm assuming that my deck is dead on square as well, because I did all the work that I did on the other side to make sure that it was. Come over here to this side, same thing. So I did not have to move those panels, so I'm thinking that the rail issue that I have is something to do with back there, and I am not worried about it. I'm not going to sweat it. I'm going to carry on. So let's talk about one of the other things that I was able to do today. So I got my trap door done. That was a major accomplishment. I was really happy with that. I do need to put a handle on it. I do need to figure out a way to positively latch it. I've also come to the conclusion that I think I am not going to try to figure out a way to unlatch that door from the inside of the bus, because all I'm going to do is create a point where there could possibly be a leak, because to do it I have to come through the roof. Not doing it. So no big deal. I climb on the roof, I unlatch it, and then from that point forward I can use the emergency hatch and get in and out of the bus and get onto the deck from there. There's a lot of other things that I have planned for this deck, which will require me to get up here and get them set and staged as well, so I'm not worried about it. More to come on that. That's down the road. So the next thing that I want to show you that I did today is I got my aluminum on this side all the way across. Got my angle brackets in place. Everything is exactly the same as it is on the other side. So all of that is in. Everything is tightened down. Everything is secured. That really makes me happy. This gap that you see right here between this bolt and this bolt is because there is a unistrut splice under there, and well, I'm not drilling through a 1/4 inch steel plate. Come over here to this side, you can see in the same place on the same side, got the same thing between that bolt and that bolt. No bolts because there is a unistrut splice underneath there. So that's what I got done yesterday. So yesterday I got this done and I got the rest of the boards done. Total time on task for that was about 2 hours. Not clock time, time on task. Today I started late, probably around 11 o'clock. It is now approaching 6:30, maybe almost 7. Total time on task today for all the stuff that I got done, probably about 6 hours. So an 8 hour a day worth of work over the past 2 days. I got quite a bit done, at least I think so. I'm happy with what I got done. Considering I'm going up and down ladders. Shit, I forgot this. Shit, I forgot that. Gotta go get it. Gotta go get that. Running out of hardware. One of the things that I did try to do was calculate all the hardware so I wouldn't have that problem. And even though I did my best level effort to do that, I still ran out of hardware. So, punch list. Let's talk about a punch list. What are we going to do to close this video out? So, number one, after I get everything else done, I have to come back up here and realign and resecure my solar panels, because as you can see, the clamp there is not in place. It's not holding. This one is loose. Those are tight, but I need to shift everything because I had to shift this panel to square these up. So all of these are going to shift and line up. I'm going to get them all bolted down. These on this side, I'm not so sure that I need to do anything, but I'm going to check and make absolutely sure and make sure that all of these are secured. I know I do not have to do anything with these back here from the perspective of alignment, but I may have to pull them up for something else, which we're going to get to here in a second. One of the other things on my punch list is to figure out or abandon putting some sort of deck structure back here. It would really be nice for me if I could make it go from here all the way out, close all of that in, but I've got my strobe light there. I need to make sure that that is visible, and the way that the boards are lining up, don't know that I can truly do that very well, but I will see what I can do. I would really like to have it closed in. That would be beneficial for me, being able to get out there and doing maintenance and work on the solar panels. So I'm not going to give up on it just yet, but I am definitely going to figure it out, and I may just abandon the whole idea. We'll see. So now we're going to go downstairs, and then I'm going to show you the rest of the things on the punch list. So far the punch list is handle and latch on the door here. What am I going to do with the deck area back there? And reaffixing, fastening, and tightening down all my solar panels and getting them aligned up here. That will take care of everything from the top side up here. So now let's go down to the bottom and see what we got to do down there. All right. One of the next things that I want to do under here as part of this video to close out the roof is to make sure that I secure all this PV wiring everywhere. You can see it's a mess. It's not routed correctly. I need to fix that. My intent is to make sure that none of this PV wiring anywhere on the roof of this bus is touching metal. I intend to route it and make sure that it doesn't do that. All of the PV wiring on free runs will be inside of split loom. The only thing that will be open are my fuse holders so that I can maintain those, but none of my wiring anywhere under this solar panel array, none of my PV wiring will be touching metal anywhere or have the ability to touch metal anywhere. It's going to be a challenge. That is probably one of the biggest concerns I have with meeting my goal, is making sure that I can get all of that done by sundown tomorrow. But I have every intent on trying to get it done. So that's one of the other things that I need to do. One of the other things that I want to show you is, if you look down here on both sides of the roof, you see that strut back there that's not touching the roof, like this right here. I need to get those in on both sides. In order to do that, I need to pick that back structure up a little bit and make sure that it's level and square with the rest of the solar panels, and then get those structure supports in that angle out from the top of the roof. So that's another thing that I plan on trying to get done tomorrow. So that covers everything from up here. Let's take a walk down and I'll show you the rest of it. The final thing that I need to do is when I get these picked up and set up where I want, then I can come in here and mark where this is going to go, drill into that back panel, lock everything in place, make sure it's supported. I need to do it on both sides. I need to do the structural support on this side as well, just like the other side. So I need to put that support in. I need to put that support in. I need to get these in place and locked down. And I need to get my PV wiring. I need to get my handle on my trapdoor. I need to get my latches on my trapdoor. And that is my punch list that I can think. Oh, I need to get my solar panels lined up and squared away. And that is my punch list for this video. Can I get it all done tomorrow? I don't know. We'll see. This video won't end until it is done, but I'm hoping I can get it all done tomorrow. Welcome back, everyone. Sun's going down. Sunday, August 10th. It has been a very long and busy day. It is now time for the punch list check-in and see whether I passed or I failed. Alright, punch list item. Redoing the solar panels. Check. Got them all done. All the way from here to there. I can tell you right now, it seemed a lot easier the first time I put them in than it did this time, but got it all done. One of the things that I want to walk up here and show you too, man, it's nice being able to walk up this roof. So one of the things that I'm noticing is something is deteriorating my air lines for my air horns, so I'm gonna try to do something to protect them. I did my clamps up here, got these all squared away. I replaced these, but one of the things that I'm concerned about is these are really close to the end. I think I may have screwed up there, and I'm gonna have to keep an eye on those and make sure they stay tight. See if I can figure out a way to make sure that they don't walk out the end this way, because they are right on the edge. I think I screwed up, and I don't have any way to move the panels back because the deck is in place. So anyway, that's that. So punch list item number 1, solar panels, check. Number 2, getting the finish washers on the hinges. Got both of those done. Check. Look at that. Getting a handle on the door. Check. Getting latches on the door. Check. These things are awesome, the way that they work, because this is going to be like constantly vibrating and moving. As you can see, they will always line up if this thing shifts, so that's cool. Come back here, door comes open. Look at that mess. Definitely need to clean that up. But so got my handle on my door, got my latches in place. It is positively secured, not going anywhere. I like it. So I got that all done. So that is I don't know, punch list item number 2 and number 3, I think, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, latch is done. Next thing I want to share with you, back deck. Look at that, y'all. Goes all the way out to the edge. Let's go take a walk. So one of the things that I did, if you'll see right here, is that I put a piece of aluminum across the back of this to finish out the back edge. I've got the screws coming in from underneath. This is 1.5 inches, so it hides those, and it sticks out so that the aluminum is on the outside of the unistrut. Put all of these in. I couldn't do the gray, black, light gray, dark gray, because I just didn't have enough boards, so everything had to be light gray. One of the things I'm disappointed in, I was hoping to be able to put a board right here closer to the fan, finish that off a little better. I ran out of hardware, guys. So I'll probably come back and do that sometime in the future, and I'll probably do something to dress up this area around this Max Air fan as well, just to make it look nice and close it up. But getting the rear deck on, I'll show you how I did that when we go downstairs and I talk about the rest of the stuff that I did. But it was actually kind of a cool idea. It worked out really well. Everything on that particular part of the deck right there is at a different level than everything else because of the solution that I came up with, and I'll explain that to you. But for the most part, the top side of the deck is done. It is done. I just got to clean it up now. But anyway, so punch list, solar panels, check. Hatch, check. Finishing screws, or finishing washers, handle, latches, all of that is in place. Rear deck in place. So those items on the checklist are done. Alright, so I got my support bracket in. I will tell you right now, it is not bolted down. It is loosely secured. Challenge that I have is that in order for me to get my rib nut tool in there and get that rib nutted and bolted down, I have to take the solar panel out. So checklist item fail. I did get everything built. It is in place, but it is not bolted down. Coming over to the other side, same thing over here, in place, built, just not bolted down to the roof. One of the other things that I'll show you how I did this. So I did not have a single piece of unistrut. So what I did, I had a whole crap ton of splicing stuff. So I spliced 3 20-inch pieces together to give me enough length to be able to create the backside deck. So got a splice there, got a splice there. Every 20 inches all the way up to the Max Air fan, I've got a splice. I've used my jacks here to hold and support this up a little bit to make sure that it stays where it needs to be. You need to use this also to raise it up to be able to swing the arms and stuff. Still working on that. So at this point, from the roof deck perspective, what I don't have done, I don't have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 bolts. I need to drill 8 holes, put in 8 rib nuts, bolt those down and seal them up, and then put a bolt through here and a bolt through here to lock this in place when I get it to its final resting position. I'm really thinking I'm going to move this a little bit, but I'm not so sure yet. This is really thin, so I'm thinking I want to move it down here closer to where the thicker metal is, so that if I can show you without destroying my light, put it down here but not underneath the light. I'll be moving it over one way or the other, but put it down here at the bottom like that, so that the bottom of this sits right here on top of this, as opposed to just floating on this thin-ass sheet metal up here. All right, only thing left on the punch list to talk about is the PV wiring. I'm going to tell you right now, it didn't get done. Too much stuff going on. Had to make 2 trips to the store. Got a latch this morning, didn't work, had to go back. So all my PV wiring is undone. So at this point, my punch list fails are I did not do the PV wiring, and I did not get my support struts bolted down on the roof, and I did not get my support struts bolted down on the back. 3 things. That sucks. Ran out of time, guys. It's late. It's approaching 8 o'clock right now. At any rate, so that's where I'm at. That's what I got done. That's what I've been working on. It's been a busy day. I started at about 11. It is now approaching 8, so finally got her done. Well, welcome back, everyone. It is the Thursday edition of the Punch List Roof Build. I could not work on Monday, so I did some stuff inside the bus, a little bit of extra things. I'll give you a brief rundown on that. One of them you're already aware of through the captions, that I got my horn fixed. I just had a disconnected wire that was providing power to the relay, so I took care of that, and I did something else, and I'll show you. It's making a huge difference. Tuesday I was able to get a little bit done, getting ready to record an update, and the sky opened up. Wednesday I did the same thing, and again the sky opened up. Today is Thursday. I was getting ready to record a video, and the sky opened up. I've got a very brief window of opportunity to run you through what I've got done, and the sky is going to open up again. So that said, let me walk you through the things that I've done and give you a little update on the status of my punch list activities. All right, rear wall mount supports. As you can see, they are done. They're in. I've got them sealed up. I got my bolts in here to hold them up, and they're bolted and torqued down at the top. That's the one on this side. It's all done. The one on this side is the same way, and it's all done, going up and there. I did move them away from here where I was talking about previously, and tried to put them right down the center of my lights up here, just to give a little bit more support to the outside edge. And I did drop them down to the bottom of here, where this is a little bit more sturdy than this up here. Same thing on this side. This one's a little bit off because I've got a bolt up here that's interfering with my ability to do that, but wall mount supports done. Punch list item checked off. Now we are at the strut supports, and as you can see, those things are in. You can see all of the seal coming out. They're done on both sides. So that is another thing on the punch list that has been checked off. Those are done. Those are torqued down. Everything is in place. Everything is good to go. Got her done. Both sides are done. I don't want to show you this side because it looks the same, but both sides are done. So let's take a walk and look at some other stuff. Look at that, guys. All my cable management under here is all done. I got her done all the way to the front on both sides. Because the sky opened up, there's one small area that I couldn't finish, and I can't finish it right now anyway because I have to wait for the sun to go down. I'm calling PV cable management done. All finished, both sides all the way up. There is not a single PV wire under here that is not wrapped in split loom and off the deck of the roof. There are a few spots where I didn't have any way to get to it to support it up, that it is still on the roof, but it is protected by the split loom, like right there, as you can see, coming out of my cable gland from a 12-volt system. That is sitting on the roof very lightly, but it's all secured. It's not going anywhere, at least I hope it don't, but I'll keep an eye on it and we'll figure it out. But PV cable management checklist item, check, it's done. Now let's go on top of the roof and show you some extra stuff I did that wasn't on the checklist. Look at my Max Air fan, y'all. Ha! Got her done. Got me some dressing up boards in there. Got it all cleaned up. I put the aluminum on the outside to kind of protect and cover those edges, but that is done. I do need to get another piece for this edge over here, but again, that's future. And now coming back to the rear Max Air fan, you can see I did the same thing. I checked and made sure and everything is working the way that it should. It opens and closes freely with those boards in there. As you can see, this is the area, the one small area that I have to do for cable management and PV wiring and stuff, but I have to wait for the sun to go down because I need to disconnect some things and reroute them. So I can't do anything right now because my solar panels are putting out anywhere from 500 to 1100 watts right now, so I'm not going to do anything with that until the sun goes down. All right, so that pretty much covers it. Everything on the roof is done, even some extra stuff. So I'm really liking the way that it turned out. I hope you are too. Please let me know in the comments. But my roof is done. As you can see, there's water standing on top of my solar panels. That's because it just rained not too long ago. It's also a good indication of the way that they're sitting and how they're level or not. You can see that side's high, so all the water is down here. You can see on this one, this side's high, so all the water is down there. And that one doesn't have hardly any water on it at all. And that one, that corner is high and the water is coming down to here, coming over here to this side. This corner is high and all the water is sitting down here. This one, that corner is high and all the water is coming to here. Same thing over there, that corner is high and coming to here. My front one up there, that front very outside corner is low, so all the water is going to there. And this back corner back here is low, so all the water is coming back to here. Interesting. Never noticed it before, never been up here after it rained, so that's interesting to see. I don't know that I'm going to worry about it. I don't think that it's going to make a big difference. And the way that these things get hot and all of that, that water evaporates in very, very short order. So there is one of the other things that was extra that I did on Monday. I don't know if you remember previously when I was using that little standing air conditioner in there before I had mine working. I had that wall of Reflectix up at the front of the bus behind the driver's seat. Well, when I was in here working on the horn, I was happy that it only took me like 5 minutes to find it and fix it, so I decided to do some other things that I wanted to do. So I cut that stuff down, put it in the window, and it is making a huge difference inside that bus, guys. I'm not lying. Matter of fact, my thermostats, I've raised them all the way up to 74 now, and my cooling compartment, my fans from my compartments still don't kick on. So I'm really happy with that. And here is the other thing that I did. I used Reflectix and put it over this door. I've got it set up so that it overlaps. It is probably not completely efficient, but it's better than nothing, and it's better than that 2.5-inch gaping hole running up and down the door right there. So it has made a huge difference inside that bus. I can feel it, and I can see by the way that they're running. Once it cools down a little bit, when the sun goes down, they kick off and they stay off all night. And during the day, they keep this thing cool enough that my equipment cooling fans don't kick on. So I have to attribute that in some small measure to this, because they were kicking on previously even with them at 72. So got to be helping. And so now we are finally closing this out. Episode 26, part 1, part 2, everything that I had to do to pull the roof together and get her all done. Solar panels are in, roof deck is in, roof deck is finished, PV wiring is finished, strut mounts are finished, wall mounts are finished. I got it all done. Got my hatch in, got it finished out, got everything in place. I'm really happy got this all done. Please tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about the deck and the way that it looks. Like and subscribe, and give me some comments, and tell me what do you want to see. I don't know what my next major project effort is going to be, but I do know that tomorrow's my birthday, so I am going to take it easy a little bit. Saturday, I'm not doing anything on this bus. I am going to be floating down the James on a kayak, so I'm looking forward to that. I haven't done that in over 2 years. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next episode, whenever that may be. Hopefully it'll be pretty quick.